Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that really can help revolutionize your nightly routine and your overall health because, mamas, we need it. That is right. We are talking about mouth tape, and we have the fabulous founder, Anabella, founder of Boosh.me, coming to help us explore the benefits of nasal breathing and how her innovative mouth tape can help transform your sleep quality, boost your immunity, and even enhance that jawline. Women need to empower women, and our voice matters.
Bitch.
Welcome to the Mom Bench Podcast. This episode of the Mom Bench Podcast is brought to you by BTRNation.com. Oh, hey, busy mama. Do you need a snack that is not just healthy, but also delicious? Check out BTR Nation. With low sugar, low carb, high protein, high fiber, and low sodium, BTR Nation snacks are perfect for keeping you fueled and feeling fantastic throughout the day. Whether you're tackling your to-do list or you're enjoying a rare moment of peace, these snacks have you covered. Plus, for a limited time, you can use code MOMBATCH to get 20% off and free shipping. So do not wait. Visit BTRNation.com. They even have a snack quiz so you can help discover your favorite healthy treats. Anabella Lamarche, welcome to the Mom Bench Podcast. It has been a long time coming, and I'm so excited for your episode. For those that do not know Anabella, she is the founder, the boss bitch of Boosh, which is a mouth tape to optimize your health when you are sleeping. And I cannot wait to dive into my experience with it. But Anabella, can you give us a little background on you, how you started this business, how you got into mouth tape? We need to know all of the 411.
Yeah, a little about me and how I found mouth tape. I mean, I definitely didn't set out or think I would be the mouth tape girl. You know, sometimes you don't see what you're destined for, but I've always been into trying to optimize my health naturally, right? And like, I remember reading the stat that a 30-minute walk every day decreases your chance of Alzheimer's by like 60% or something. And I thought, I sometimes have a hard time going for a walk, but if I can tell myself that, I'll love it. And always when I do that walk, I feel better. And so like marrying kind of finding those natural ways to optimize my life and plan my schedule, I found a lot of joy from. And so when I read James Nestor's book, Breath, and he was talking about how detrimental mouth breathing was, and that he did these studies to show how much just even 10 days of him mouth breathing could have on his own health, I was curious to try it and started obviously just trying it myself, using every product kind of on the shelf. And when I wanted something even better, I started cutting like pieces of fabric on my mouth and seeing what would feel the best. And, you know, I had so many people wanting to try it, but wanting something to be better than what there was.
So I'm noticing that mouth tape is becoming way more normal in the past year. Why is that?
So I think a lot of things. I mean, some big people have gotten behind it, of course. Andrew Huberman, had a huge podcast on it. So I think when people start hearing it from sources like that, that gets the conversation starting, right? But there's actually been lots of research and books on this for decades, and actually since like centuries, if you go back to some of the pieces of nasal breathing and why that's so important for the body. So I think to your question, you know, TikTok and information being passed at a faster rate than ever, it is also kind of appalling thing that gets your attention. So when people talk about it, I think that adds to the rapid wildfire of like why you're seeing it so rapidly, because we all know that something kind of jarring gets people's attention. And I think this health trick, I'm not blind to, it is, you know, scary at first and shocking.
So you mentioned like some of the health benefits. Do you have some stats for us of why we should be mouth taping?
Yeah. And really the whole root of it is, are you a mouth breather, right? Like really, let's talk to the basics of what is this? Are you a mouth breather? Not everyone's a mouth breather. So never want to say that for everyone, mouth tape's going to be the thing for you, first and foremost, right? But for me, I drooled. Like that was my sign that I was a mouth breather. I also didn't have I felt like I was very good with my oral routine, but I would get cavities fairly often. And I was wondering, so there was nothing that was shocking. I slept well, I didn't snore. So some of the main reasons people use it, that actually wasn't me. But when I read research about it, that it could be an issue and found out I was a mouth breather, I wanted to try and, optimize that for myself, obviously. So I think some of the stats that stuck out to me or that I remember, and of course these are studies, but those who mouth breathe versus nasal breathing, you expire 42% more moisture or hydration, like water throughout the night. So you're actually letting that water leave. And think of how much we're trying to drink water during the day and putting moisturizer on our face. And just the act of breathing through your mouth alone, all those water particles. So just on a simple method of kind of the hydration.
That's like your total body fluid, or is it just like 40% of what's in your mouth?
So mouth breathers lost 42% more water than those who were nasal breathing.
Just water in general. Wow. That's crazy.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, that kind of makes sense. So if you're listening and you're like, whoa, guys, you're going too fast. Okay, betches, we'll get you caught up. Signs that you are a mouth breather: snoring, keep me honest, dry mouth, bad breath, bad sleep, brain fog, fatigue, cavities, waking up in the middle of the night, teeth grinding. Drooling. Those are just a few. Drooling.
And like, can't you just mouth feel dry too? Isn't that like a sign?
Well, I mean, we're losing 42% hydration.
Yeah, like my mouth will feel dry, but we'll get into that later.
Okay, so then I assume if you're losing upwards of 40% hydration being a mouth breather, you're probably also losing oxygen optimization in your body.
Yeah. And so when you're breathing through your nose, you're producing, your blood vessels are actually getting wider. So you're able to actually process that oxygen better, but you're filtering out dust, allergens. That's why you have nose hairs, which I find very interesting. Like that's a great visual, I think, for me to think about. Our noses are meant to be breathing because they're filtering out things in our air, pollutants. So getting that in your lungs obviously makes it harder to breathe as well. But there's this nitric oxide production that actually helps widen these blood cells, like I said, and improve circulation. So how your whole body can absorb that oxygen. So it's not just you're getting more oxygen, it's that your body can absorb that oxygen, right? Versus mouth breathing, which is your fight or flight breath. When you think of like a scary movie, how do they wake up? Like it's used for those senses, and actually nasal breathing activates that relaxing rest and digest, system in your body, where that mouth breathing is that kind of fear, right? That flight or fright.
Yeah. So going off of like that breathing, do you get more restorative sleep when you breathe through your nose at night?
Yeah. So exactly on that breathing, when you're in this state of fight or flight, it's of course hard to get your most restorative sleep. It's harder to get into those deep levels of sleep that you need to feel really energized in the morning.
Does it impact your blood pressure?
Yeah. So with these blood circulation, right, and how you're getting that oxygen, that's helping your blood and the circulation in your body. So that's actually helping as well as activating your relaxing nervous system. So it's always a confluence of factors. And that's why it is a really simple solution, but maybe why it could be hard to send a really catchy message on social media in a way that doesn't feel predatory. Like, I don't want to sell, you want to sell, you sleep better, but there's so many complex things that are happening in your body. Those are the reasons I really fell in love with it. And I think you always need to give a message to people of why this can help you. And there's many reasons it can help your sleep. But the very interesting part is like what's happening in your body to really catapult that better sleep, right?
Yeah.
So we got Boosh in the mail, and I was really excited to open the package because when I originally thought of mouth tape, for whatever reason, I thought of like nose strips. And no, I'm serious. Like I did. I was like, what's this going to feel like on my mouth?
Yeah.
And I love nose strips, ladies, but maybe not something I'd sleep with. And so I'm a mouth breather. I actually have to go take a sleep test soon because I'm such a mouth breather that unless I'm positioned a specific way, I'm like, and I may have like mild sleep apnea. Like, yeah, I mean, I very well could. So I have to go take that test. But I was really excited to use Boosh because that can help with, I've read that, mouth tape can help with, mild cases of sleep apnea. And I was really, really, really impressed with the quality of the material. Can you give us like a little background on the material, how you source it, the grade? It felt very gentle on my skin. So I was like, right off the bat, a fan.
Thank you so much. Yeah. That was definitely one thing we wanted to achieve, of course. And I think selling any health product in general, you need to be very cautious about what you're using. Building a brand and building a product, it has to be based on trust or you have nothing. So I think this a very clear, there's no question, no one's going to doubt if like the first thing you think of is this safe. It's on your mouth, it's on your face, it's very visible. So that to me had to be the first block of it. And that's actually when I was just trying to find something for myself and recommending this to my dad. I wanted a product that I knew the whole process of what was happening, what was used in it. Is this okay to put on our mouth every night? Right. So we are manufacturing in the USA. We use medical grade, everything medical grade. The adhesive is actually applied in a way that allows it to bend and flex. And actually, I don't know if you notice, it's not a full sheet of adhesive, right? So you could, if you needed to, huff air through that. And it's not supposed to. That's why you can't just use any product, right? You're not supposed to suffocate you. That is not actually what mouth tape is doing. It's keeping your jaw. And like when you talk about sleep apnea and disordered breathing, it actually starts with tongue posture being out of place. So that's actually what allows this collapsing in your roof to change how you're breathing. And that's how it gets worse and worse over time as those structures deform. And so I needed something medical grade, needed BPA free. I thought of, should I put lavender on it? Should I make like this amazing, blissful, calming moment? And I wanted it to be as simple as possible, as less steps, as less colors. I know I've seen many colorful things. I wanted it to feel like, it's going on your mouth. It's not the time for that. And that was really like me in the design and a big part of the materials that were being used.
That's interesting to know because I'm seeing a lot of brands that are making it color. And I do think that like when I think of color, I think of like a harmful dye.
Substance. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But what I love about your mouth tape is like moms, dads, anyone can use it. It's beard friendly. I get it now that I've tried it on my mouth, but when I saw your site and I saw it was beard friendly, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Because mouth breathers, whether you got hair or not, you're a mouth breather. I also really liked the fact that it didn't make my skin break out. Like it was very skin friendly for me. And I am the type of person where I am very sensitive around my mouth. Like even around the time of my period, like I'll break out like right around like my chin area. And I didn't have any type of issues utilizing it. One thing that I thought is interesting is it's CPAP compatible. So can you give us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So CPAP, when you get sleep apnea, and as we talked about this sleep disordered breathing and how this can evolve, CPAP is often something you use that helps ensure and forces you to breathe through your nose, right? But that doesn't mean you're not still mouth breathing. That doesn't mean your mouth's still not open. And so actually a lot of people who get these tools are still kind of allowing some of the main issues that this tool, the main issue is so that you have this consistent breathing. So the forced air, it's doing that, which the mouth tape is not, of course. But all these other issues, like we said, drying out your mouth and how that can inflame your gums and all the other issues that can happen with that, still getting those dust and allergens, that is not solved by the CPAP. And so using them together and ensuring that we had a product that would work with anyone with that, we're trying to help people and make people feel their best. So these people are struggling, that was forefront of mind. Like it has to work for them too. It can't just be for a specific person.
So I've mouth taped. I've done it for, I would say maybe a year and a half. I love it. I was definitely a mouth breather. I would wake up with like a very dry mouth, and I'm not really prone to cavities, but I did find they'd be like, oh, you have, you had one here. And then, ever since I started mouth taping, they would heal on their own. I mean, I had one and they were like, where did it go? And the only thing, differently I was doing was taping my mouth. But I love it. I've kind of like done it on my own. I just kind of made strips of like this like Japanese kinesiology tape and taped it. But your tape, your Bosch tape was amazing because, when I would just tape my mouth, I would kind of like still kind of breathe out of the sides. It wasn't a complete seal. It was, and with this, I mean, it was amazing. My mouth was shut, and like my husband was really trying to talk to me, and I'm like, rah, rah, rah. He's like, what are you saying? I was like, I can't talk to you. My mouth is taped right now. But like when I would do it myself, I could definitely still talk to the side. But it's a complete seal, but not to the point where you feel like claustrophobic. I mean, I could still move air in and out. It's a fantastic product. I love it. I think this is definitely how I'm going to tape my mouth from now on.
This episode of the Mom Veg Podcast is brought to you by BTRNation.com. Oh, hey there, Supermom. Are you looking for a snack that will fit your healthy lifestyle and allow you to keep up with your busy days? Well, say hello to BTR Nation. BTR Nation snacks are low sugar, low carb, high protein, high fiber, and low sodium. So it's literally everything that we need to stay energized and feel great. From protein packed bars to guilt-free truffle cups, these snacks are designed to support your active lifestyle and satisfy your cravings, which is why they are my favorite. But the best part is we get to use code MOMBETCH for 20% off and free shipping. So if you're ready to upgrade your snack game, visit btrnation.com, grab your favorite snacks, and fuel your mom's superpowers.
But you did a good job. How did you decide on the shape?
Yeah, so I tried like the medical rolls of tape and different versions of that. I had big lips and it would like end up in my hair in the morning. I would continue to do it. And you don't feel the full benefits when that's happened, right? Maybe you kept it on half the night, but you're waking up and it's still off. So I sleep on my side and my stomach. So it's easier for it to rub off, right? For some people who are perfect back sleeper, maybe a little strip sits right there. For me, it wasn't. And so really wanted to make something strong. And that also tried different, like the X's and the H's, but like you said, felt I could breathe different places. And if someone is learning to breathe differently, because that's what really is happening. It's not just do this, stop breathing. You're learning, you've been sleeping and breathing this way every night. So you're learning to breathe differently. I felt like if you could still breathe through the little hole or the side pieces, are you really fully doing the transition was my concern.
Going off of what you said, you do learn how to breathe differently, because when I go on vacation, I was just away this past weekend. I often don't take my mouth tape with me, but I realize my mouth isn't as dry. It's not a complete seal. My lips kind of parch a little bit. But I definitely do breathe more with my nose now. It's amazing. You can totally transform how you breathe at night.
Yeah, I'm visiting family, and I went downstairs to my father who uses the tape, and he was sitting in his chair with his mouth shut, not snoring for like the first time I've ever seen that. It's kind of this joke in our family, his huge, loud, bear snore. And I don't want to say it's taboo, but to see, wow, maybe he's actually like just used to keeping his jaw closed when he sleeps. Maybe that has made a difference. That was a very cool visual cue of that, right?
I mean, I went to the doctor a while ago concerned about me sleeping, because sometimes, and I'm sure a lot of women feel this way, and especially moms, right? Like our sleep is very important. And women, you need like 8 hours of sleep or you start to age. Right, at least. It's like 8 to 10. And if you don't, like you literally age. And so for me, like I want to be healthy. I had no idea that sleeping and breathing through your mouth actually can have like a very negative effect on your overall health. You know, it's not something you think about because you're sleeping. And I'm happy I learned that. But then if you talk to most people, they don't realize it. You know what I mean? So do you have any advice on, you know, how people should figure out if mouth tape is right for them?
I would say if you're feeling in perfect health and you're sleeping perfectly, but you're still curious, then, go try it and start and see how you feel, because I did feel a difference, and I think that was my signal to me. It didn't happen right away for me. I was actually like not consistent right away. I was just trying it here and there and didn't feel it. And I felt when I really got into that routine and started using it consistently, like the evidence was there for me. And so I would say, if you're curious, don't be scared, try it. There's many options you can try, but you will feel the difference. And when you do, maybe you want a great product that, since you're using it every night.
Yeah, I'm in my era right now of like strengthening my immunity. But the one thing I am selfishly very excited for when I wrap like my 30 days, and I plan to continue, is to see if I get any more defined jaw structure to my face. Like, does it help? Like, it feels like it's helping, but I don't know if it's just me making it up or is it like actually working? Like, can you tell me?
Again, I'm very visual, but for anyone not, watching this, I think it's like very clear, or what I like to do is open your mouth, hold your mouth. We worry about smiling. We worry about, like, as women, maybe we think of these things. How do you move your face? How do you move your forehead? So just think of doing, open mouth expression for 8+ hours. Like we said, just think of how that is going to change your face. That's going to change your skin, right? So I would always say that's like the simplest explanation of that. Just the posture alone, just having that consistent.
I mean, yeah. That's probably the simplest way. I would never think to say it. Like, yeah, I'm probably like, and then I wonder why I have 3 layers of chin underneath me. Well, not anymore because I have boosh.
I mean, this is like amazing, right? It's like a one-stop shop for moms. Get better sleep. I mean, you could potentially boost your immunity, which we definitely need with our kids picking up God knows what from God knows where. And then you might even get a little like Botox effect.
A little snatch.
I mean, hello. Yeah. What's to lose here?
More hydrated skin.
Seriously.
More refreshed.
Yeah.
I mean, like, boosh.me, betches. Okay, so I feel like we have enough on the mouth tape. I have to ask a couple questions about you, because if there's something that I love more than a solid quality product, it's a woman-owned product. And you are young, right? Like, you are thriving, but you moved to the Dominican Republic. So what has it been like owning a business, right? Your manufacturers in the United States, which I think is incredible because I always love shopping US. But like, what's it been like living this holistic life in the tropics, but then having your business? Like, give us the 411 on the entrepreneur life.
Yeah. Well, I am living in Dominican for part of the year, each year. So we are in Canada right now, but I just was there for a little more than 5 months. And we've been doing that for the past 4 years. It's been an incredible experience. We started, we're both in tech. I was a product manager, so building products and tech products though. And we were fortunate enough to both work remotely, and we're in our tiny apartment in Toronto, and dark winters and not going outside at all, really not feeling good, really not feeling healthy. And my dad was living down in the Dominican. His wife's from there, so he had been down there. Long story short, we we're going to go for a month and finally visit them. And we ended up staying for 4 months and then realized just how fulfilling a lifestyle was. We were worried about missing our friends or, the pleasantries of home, because it is a different life. You can't get everything you want at your doorstep. I don't shop while I'm there. I'm not Amazoning something to my house. It's
right.
You have a few stores and that's kind of it. So it's a totally different pace. And everyone was worried about us being able to work, how do you stay focused? But I think it was so fueling to be motivated by the lifestyle around you, thinking, I want to work really hard so I can be here. And then when you're done work, walk on the beach, and what could be better than that? So we saw that life could be more balanced than we were living it. And love to live that.
It sounds like the dream. So we went to the Dominican Republic for our honeymoon. And like I talked about this with you previously when we spoke, like I would 100% retire there. I think it's just so beautiful, but I just think it's so badass of you. You know what I mean? To like start a business and then split your time internationally and have that type of balance in your life. Like, you must have like an old soul.
I think I have an old soul for sure. I have old parents, and my dad and I are 50 years apart. Every year we actually turn like our birthday together, and just a few weeks apart. And I think they shared a lot of knowledge and lived very full lives. So just reminding yourself that you can do that. I think entrepreneurship is scary. Entrepreneurship, doing something new, trying something new, failing, inherently you will. And so I feel just like being open to those experiences, trying to make it happen, trying different things, and finding out that there's so much beauty and wealth out there. And it's not without its challenges. It's great to be back here and be able to like send packages myself, to people
Mm-hmm.
if I need to. And I wanted to create a system that would not be me hands and feet sending out the packages. So that was set in place before starting. And I think that'd be like my only advice to an entrepreneur. What kind of business do you want to have to live the life you want to live? And it's going to take time, but starting those building blocks, it's been a great process.
That's awesome. Well, mom betches, if you want to try mouth tape, go to boosh.me. You can try 30 days, 90 days. You can do a whole year subscription. But I would definitely encourage you, like, Cammie, you've already been doing that, right?
Yeah.
Like when we talked about mouth tape, she's like, done, can't wait. And I'm over here always like behind her, like, I want to try this, but I'm sold because honestly, like I have like, and if you're listening, like I will be honest, like in the morning had bad breath, like dry mouth, didn't sleep. Sometimes I would wake up thinking I'm like choking, like all of the signs of probably a larger issue I need to figure out. But to know, regardless, that this mouth tape is going to allow me to potentially retrain my body so that hopefully I won't have to have a CPAP machine in the future. Or if I do, I can take full advantage of like a CPAP plus the mouth tape and utilize it together, but have it where my skin's not breaking out. I feel safe. I don't feel claustrophobic. I felt actually like luxe. Like I felt kind of chic going to bed. You have to try it. And Cammie, do you have any advice for anyone that like might be thinking, should I try mouth tape?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the way to go. Like I said, I was kind of doing it on my own, MacGyvering it, and you just don't get the seal. And there's nothing else like it that will really, get it done. And you don't, like I said, you don't feel claustrophobic. So I think it's definitely worth a shot. I mean, you can't lose anything. And if you have like, we all had different signs. Like I had just had dry mouth. So, if you have dry mouth, you're waking up, you have cavities, give it a shot. Definitely recommend it. The research is out there. Everyone's kind of starting to get on the trend bus with it. So definitely do it for your health. Do it for your mental, mentality as a mom, for your sleep. It's a win-win.
And like, if you are like, I obviously am a Boosh fan, not just because of the podcast, but if you are going to start to look at tape, like look at what you're purchasing, because like Boosh, for example, it's medical grade, BPA free, fragrance free, which is like a huge thing. Skin and facial, hair friendly, CPAP compatible. It's like literally checks off all of the boxes that you would want to check for a product like this, because I'm sure one might be like, oh, I'll just put a piece of tape on my mouth. And it's like, no. Like if you're going to do it the right way. But we are so thankful for you to come on the podcast and educate us on something that is honestly something we all need to try. Like in my opinion, like if you haven't tried it, try it. Do you have any last info that you want to share with the mom betches listening?
Just to continue to take care of yourself and find the health solutions that work best for you. I love this because you do it while you sleep. It's so easy in that way. If you can remember to put it on before you fall asleep, it can really help you feel your best. So I think go out for a walk, try breathing better. Practices like that can really make the world of a difference. So glad to help people feel their best.
Awesome. Well, we are going to put all of Anabella's information in the description of this podcast, but Boosh.me, it's like the easiest website to memorize. So go Boosh yourself, betches. We will talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Women need to empower women, and our voice matters. Bitch.